Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay then, my number one, the game I played the most at GamesCom is Call of Duty Advanced Warfare on Xbox One. Yep. Okay, so I was at the multiplayer reveal thing from Monday. We got a chance to play, I think, about 4 matches at the end of that, and then on Wednesday I was at another event in the Gamescom in the hall itself. On their stand, where I probably played. Yeah, I think I played another 4 or 5 matches. So a good chunk of time playing the game. I guess I'll break it down from the beginning. In Advanced Warfare, you have this thing called an exosuit, which is from the single player, but it's also a key component in the multiplayer. It basically allows your soldier to double jump and to kind of dash left and right, and then mid-air dash as well. And it is a pretty cool new way of playing Call of Duty. It definitely makes the game feel different to how it's felt before, but it still retains a lot of that core Call of Duty crispness in the shooting. I say Christmas then, crispness in the shooting, and quick aim down the sights, slight auto aim. We all know how that feels. Everybody's pretty much played this game, so that's still there. But it certainly has an element of Unreal Tournament to it now, and an element of obviously Titanfall with these double jumping, jetpacking soldiers all over the place. First game we played was a team deathmatch, and the first impressions weren't great, not helped by the fact that I'm pretty sure there were actual professional Call of Duty players on the other team, and I'm not talking about those annoying kids who are really good. I mean professional players. They were getting like 40 kills and 2 deaths or so. It was just, I didn't even know what was happening. That's not a good first impression for anything, because I'm not brilliant at this game at the best of times, and that was just murderous. But during the second event I went to, it was just more regular folk, so it was a much more enjoyable time, and played Team Deathmatch again first time there, and enjoyed it myself. The kind of leveling up system and the gun, the picking all your loadouts and stuff is absolutely enormous and incredibly complicated this year. There's, they had the pick 10 system in one of them where you could pick
Black
10.
Ops 2, yeah.
Now it's pick 13, so you can modify your kill streaks in that, and you can even choose to not have kill streaks. And then there's all these guns, but there's also, you get like supply. You do some stuff in matches, and you like win crates, and you go back in between matches, and you open the crate and you get random loot, and some of that would be like gun attachments or like rare stuff. It's fucking just boggles the mind how much there is in there. It's going to make all that stuff is really good. Like what they've included, they've kind of got that typical Call of Duty leveling up unlocks. You always feel like you're earning something. You always feel like you've got a new toy to play with. Plus, had a real Destiny feel to it. It was like, oh, what's this? What have I got? Have you got this? Have you seen this? Type of thing. So a real nice combination there. People are gonna love it. The fan base is gonna absolutely love all this. It was a bit much for an event where you're having a couple of games, obviously, but it did seem very cool, and a really, really neat feature that they put in it, actually, when you're just having a look at what gun you're going to pick, you can just hit start and it will instantly load you into a shooting range with that gun. So you can just do some target practice. Really nice feature. I expect to see that appearing in a lot of shooters. Just instantly loading and instantly loading out of it. Lovely feature. But I guess the most interesting thing to talk about is how the game plays when you've got these exosuits, and it takes a while to get used to, because the dash is on the left stick. It's a click of the left stick. So it's not like in Titanfall where you press AA when you're in Titan to slide left and right. You need to click, and for the first few games I just wasn't getting it at all. It just didn't seem to be working. It's something that's going to take a while to get used to, and it definitely works better when you do it in mid-air, I find. So after a while I was getting to the point where I was double jumping, then dashing right to kind of go to a new piece of geometry or the top of a building. The more you play, the more you're going to be able to do that really well. And I also like the idea that if you're being shot by someone, you have a chance even if you're not aiming at them, to quickly dash out of the way and save your own life. One of the things that I love about Titanfall is that even if you get caught from behind, you've always got a chance of like hitting the stim button if you have that quick and getting away, or doing some clever wall running and stuff. And it feels Call of Duty needed something like this, I think, because it was getting stale as much as people love it. And it doesn't have the free-flowing, relentless pace of Titanfall. Like, it just doesn't. It doesn't feel anywhere near as good as Titanfall feels, but it does feel pretty cool in its own way. And COD is still good. You know, it's always going to be shooting someone in COD is still always going to be fun. It just is. So it definitely had that going for it. Team Deathmatch was Team Deathmatch. They brought back Hardpoint. A lot of people in the audience, when they said that, were really happy. I was just like, I don't care. Let's just talk about something else. But they have put this new mode in there, which is really fucking cool. It's called Uplink, and it's basically like a sport. There are two spherical goals at either end of the map, and the idea is you basically the teams have to pick up this thing, which is basically an oddball from Halo. It's called like a satellite uplink or something. Did you see it in the trailer?
I didn't. No, I haven't seen the trailer, but I think they had a similar mode in Ghosts. I think they had it. It was named after some kind of American football terminology, but I'm pretty sure there was something like that in Ghosts that we played.
Did it have a ball that you could pass to the other players?
I don't know. I think once you dropped it, that was it. I don't know if you could pass it.
Yeah, this is. I'm pretty sure they were talking about it as if it was completely new. So
okay.
So you basically pick up an oddball, and at that point you can't. You can melee. It's the same. You can melee with it, but you can't. You can't fire. If you throw it through the opposition goal, you get 1 point. If you double jump through it with it in your hands, you get 2 points. But you can press the right trigger to throw it, or you can press the left trigger to pass it. So it's like passing. It's an actual integral part of the game. And also you can do this cool thing where if someone jumps out at you and they're about to shoot you, you can pass it to them. They automatically catch it, lose their weapon. You can shoot them and keep going. So nailing that is pretty satisfying. And suddenly, if someone does it to you, you're like motherfucker, because suddenly you've got this ball in your hand. And it's a cool little thing. Whether that turns into an exploit going forward, I don't know. But this mode's great. Quite frankly, it's a combat. You've got the COD shooting, still a lot of blasting, people getting a lot of kills, but constantly focused around getting this ball, using teamwork and scoring points. A really, really fun mode, really inventive mode. I was very impressed by that. I thought that was the coolest thing in the game, definitely, so far, from what I played. Would like to see more stuff like that appearing in other shooters. I'd love to see some sort of sport-type thing invented for Titanfall down the road. So that was cool, and you could tell, one thing you could tell with the guys from Sledgehammer up on the stage, and I've met Glenn Schofield from Sledgehammer before. He's the guy who was on the first Dead Space. Sounds a bit like Bender or Marcus Phoenix. And he's a really cool guy. He's very, very smart, but kind of very passionate and laid back and funny. He looks a bit like a retired wrestler. And you could tell these guys, this has been a 3-year development cycle, and you can tell, they really, really give a shit. They want to bring this game back to where they think it should be. Personally, from what I played, it didn't do for me what Titanfall does, but at the same time, it was certainly the most fun I've had playing COD in a while. And I actually saw myself playing it as opposed to recently when it's just like, I'm not doing this again, I'm not good enough at it, it's too annoying to play people who are just camping in corners. It did seem like there was not going to be a lot of camping as well, because there's also like there's stuff like the little character abilities like from Titanfall. So one of them is the ability to hover, another one's like I think it's even called a stim, where you can boost your health. There was a few more, like one where you can instantly generate a plasma shield in front of you and then put it down. So there's going to be a lot of variety to it, and it was cool. I mean, they've come in and basically really shaken up one of the most entrenched and established and risky to fuck with franchises that there are, and they've come and done it. They really have. Does it feel as nice as wall running, double jumping in Titanfall? No, but I think fair play that they've come and they're really trying to shake it up, and it does seem to have worked. So yeah, I'm pumped to play more, but I think I can't just compare everything to Titanfall forever, because that game's something else. But good on them for trying. That sounded really patronising. I didn't mean it to. Fair play. I'll definitely be playing some COD this year.
Is it? I mean, it's great that they're experimenting, because the last time they did it was Black Ops 2, and that was the best COD in a couple of years. So it's only really Ghosts that's standing in between this and that.
True.
I know they've spoken about the 3-year development cycle and said, if anyone suggested that this is a response to Titanfall, they said, "Oh, we were developing this 3 years ago. Go fuck yourself." But does it feel like a response?
Some
to
of
Titanfall?
it does, but I don't know how long they've had this stuff in there. The movement stuff, you can't know, but yeah, some of it does, certainly, like the character abilities and things. But then again, some of the lateral dashes and things like that were in Unreal Tournament years ago, so
right.
There's definitely elements of that as well. To give him the benefit of the doubt, it really feels like they've just gone, what does this game need to be more organic, to feel better, to not just feel like the same steady Call of Duty game that you've been playing since 2005 or whatever. It definitely feels different. It's good. I was talking to some of the YouTubers and stuff who are there who just do COD, and they were excited about it. They were kind of wary of how different it feels to play, but like I said, it's still, you can run into a room, snap your sight to someone's head, get that. It's still that. It's still Call of Duty. So yeah, pleasantly surprised. And enjoyed it. The second session, the first session was a nightmare, but that was the game's fault.
Yeah. It does seem strange to me that they've made the upgrade system so complicated, especially when one of the great things about Titanfall it was so simple. So that's a strange direction to go.
It's only complicated because there's so much to it, but if you've played the last few Call of Duties, 90% of it is the same, with a few little tweaks for that side of things, and then basically, like, it'll say you got a supply drop. You go back after the match, you press a button, a crate opens, and it goes, you got these 3 things. 2 of them will be like, one will be like a new pair of boots, another will be a new hat, because it has player customization, like cosmetic customization in it this year. And another one will be like a gun that, like maybe a different coloured version of the gun, or slightly different stats or something. I wouldn't say it was complicated to the point that I didn't know what I was doing, because I did. It was just too much to try and really experiment with in that type of situation, that type of event type situation. But the big shout again for the firing range. It really is a great idea when you want to see what your new gun's like. Great idea.
It sounds like they're trying to put microtransactions in.
Yeah, just as I was saying that then, I was like, maybe, but I don't know. We shall see. I'd be surprised, because they've always been kind of anti that Activision. Left and right, and then mid-air dash as well. And it is a pretty cool new way of playing Call of Duty. It definitely makes the game feel different to how it's felt before, but it still retains a lot of that core Call of Duty Christmas in the shooting. I say Christmas then. I guess I'll break it down from the beginning. In Advanced Warfare, you have a thing called an exosuit, which is from the single player, but it's also a key component in the multiplayer. It basically allows your soldier to double jump and to kind of dash crispness in the shooting, and quick aim down the sights, slight auto aim. We all know how that feels. Everybody's pretty much played this game, so that's still there. But it certainly has an element of Unreal Tournament to it now. And
Yeah.
Okay then, my number 1, the game I played the most at Gamescom, is Call of Duty Advanced Warfare on Xbox One. Yep. Okay, so I was at the multiplayer reveal thing from Monday. We got a chance to play, I think, about 4 matches at the end of that. And then on Wednesday, I was at another event in the Gamescom in the hall itself, on their stand, where I probably played. I think I played another 4 or 5 matches. So a good chunk of time playing the game.